All right, so we talked about ICMP messages or ping messages and how you can use them to trace your route out, which is really useful for people trying to fix errors on a network. But there's something that hackers like to do with ping messages, and we've already looked at ping of death earlier this year, which was a giant ping, a packet that your network can't handle. We looked at ping flood, which is very similar to this. It's actually just the reverse of this. And this is called a Smurf attack. So let's take a quick visual, because this is a great visual what a Smurf attack is. First of all, what we're going to see first is a normal ping, a super slow one. But if you wanted to ping this computer here, this guy sends a message out and gets a reply. That's like the very last one in traceroute. Or if you've ever pinged anything, like when you're playing Among Us, it shows your ping rate. Here's a Smurf attack. This dude comes in, he sends a ping out to tons of random computers, but he puts on the wrong return address, and everybody returns their messages to here, because a ping is kind of like an echo. Like this guy sends one out, he echoes it back. Well, if you can trick a bunch of computers as to who you are by by faking your IP address. So if I could fake my IP address instead of their network working, if I can fake my IP address and send it out to a ton of people, their reply pings all go to the same person and they overwhelm them and just break the system. That is called a Smurf attack. And I think the reason they said it was called Smurf was because a bunch of little machines can take out a big system using this method. So it's called a DOS attack or DDoS attack, denial of service. And it's very similar to ping flood attack, but instead of you sending a million pings to somebody, you basically trick them as to who to reply to, and you send a bunch of messages out to a bunch of little machines and they overwhelm them. So it's like the little guys fighting back. All right, so here's what we're going to do. You're going to see, we're going to open up in here the Smurf attack. So go to 332 and open up this Smurf PCAP. Okay, now there's tons of stuff in here, right? This is a big capture file. Do you remember the type of messages that pings are? They are ICMP. So if you put that in the filter and hit enter, I am looking at only pings. Now check this out. If you looked at this and you wondered what was going on, by the way, our new computer right now in this problem is 192, 168, 253, 255. Basically, somebody, source 8888, is sending us a ping, and sending us a ping, and sending us a ping. In fact, if I scroll down, look at this stuff. What do you see? They're still sending pings and pings and pings and pings. Holy cow, that is a lot of pings. In fact, I think your question is, well, what do you see? What I see is a ridiculous amount of ping requests sent to us from this one message. And if you want to learn who that person is, we did this earlier in the year. If you ever see an IP address and you want to know the, what's it called? If you ever want to find the domain name that goes with the IP address, like what website it came from, we used NSLOOKUP back in the day. We did Cloud9, but we can actually do it right here on our machine, our virtual machine. So open up our PowerShell, and you can type in NSLOOKUP, one word, and then 8.8.8.8, and we can see who the heck is sending us this crazy amount of pings. And if you look right here to see who it is, Google. Google is sending us a ridiculous amount of messages. Google.com. So what the heck? Do you think Google really sent you a bunch of messages? In fact, the next question is, how many packets are sent and how long did it take. Oh man, let's see. Remember, if you pick a packet and open up this first drop down for frame, you can see when the packet started, right? So the arrival time of this first packet was at 9:17 and 33 seconds, 0.36. So 9:17 and 33, remember that number. Because if I go to the last message and I look at its time, I don't want to go to the failed ones. By the way, when you see this black, that's when they crashed their system. It took that long to crash their system. So how long did it take to crash their system? 9:17 and 36 seconds, 0.22. It actually took less than 3 seconds. And how many packets were sent? Well, if you take the very last number of the one that worked, 82,489, and subtract off 727, you get 81,762 packets in less than 3 seconds. Which is why it should be no surprise why this thing crashed. If you're wondering why the heck did Google send all those messages, Google didn't really intentionally send all those messages. It's more like this situation up here where some dude, some evil person, sent a ping but to Google and a million different servers on Google. You know how many different computers and systems are on Google? And all of those bounce back to this person. So basically, this guy's pinging the heck out of Google. Google's responding to the wrong person, and they crush them in a matter of seconds and shut down their whole network, which is not cool. That is uncool. So read through here. How do you protect against Icmp? Easiest thing in the world. Don't allow it to happen. Remember how when we did our Windows computer and we didn't allow incoming things, you could set your firewalls up and stuff like that. So I don't know. You can basically turn off your firewalls so they drop incoming messages that would flood you. Anyway, so that sort of stuff too. And you can answer your conclusion questions now. All right. And yeah, hopefully that helps. This was a little shorter video. I will see you guys next week. And keep on keeping on. Oh, by the way, next week you're going to, on your 3 virtual days, you have something pretty cool and fun to do. You're going to go on this hacking website called Try Hack Me. This will be your Monday. And we're going to do some Linux fundamentals first, but watch my video. I tell you how to get a thing started, and I show you. And really, it's fun. You get to get on there and hack, and it'll get even better once we learn some skills. But right now, you're going to create an account, do Linux fundamentals. I put a document in Classroom that you're going to take a screenshot once you get it all completed. It's all taken care of in this video. So you're going to log into the Try Hack Me website. All right, so I will talk to you next week. Do the Try Hack Me. It's pretty fun stuff. Later, folks.